It's Adrian Bo, CEO of Adrian Bo Auctions and Training, and also Chief Auctioneer for the Tesolin Group, and also Super Coach for Australia. It's the 22nd of July. I'm coming to you with my auction wrap for the last 2 weeks. Now, what we had 2 weeks ago was 1,461 auctions throughout our beautiful Australian nation, with a clearance rate of 67.9%. Last week we had 1,553 auctions, which was down 12.6% from this time last year. Now, if that doesn't provide confidence to sellers to put their property on the market, knowing there's a reduced supply, then that will be the most compelling reason for you as sellers to have confidence in the market, because supply and demand, despite being the most rudimentary economic factor available, will always trump interest rates, will always trump the weather, will always be a point of difference when it comes to school holidays or what's happening in geopolitical environments. Supply and demand is critical. So 12.6% lower than this time last year. And also we had a clearance rate of 68% last week as well. Now, the cash rate from the Reserve Bank is holding firm at 3.85% with that very surprising July announcement. I can understand why, given that we've got another announcement around the corner in August, given that the governance and the policies have changed, with only 8 announcements per year rather than the 11 or 12 which was part of the old regime. Now, I think that the unemployment numbers might have had something to do with it, but you can almost put the farm on it that we will have a reduction in rates in August, and probably another 2 before the end of the year, as most banks are predicting, and that'll see retail rates around 6%, which is still 3 times more than rates were 18 to 24 months ago, but much more sensible than around the 2% mark, which was creating a very manic market and very much an anomalous event in the real estate sector. Now, still huge confidence in the market, given that the residential asset class is $11.3 trillion throughout the nation, and that is outstanding, and also trumps the other asset class combined, which is the commercial real estate sector, the ASX asset class, and also the superannuation asset class. Now, in the June quarter, we saw construction costs go up by 0.5%, which is not surprising, but we did see pricing for June as a month go up by 1% throughout the nation, which is very encouraging. Now, that's not clearance rates. That is the value through Home Value Index from CoreLogic, now rebranded as Cotality, and 1% increase throughout the nation, which is the 5th increase we've seen throughout this year in pricing, which is excellent. Now, also, to come back to supply and demand, in the month of June, only 32,000 new listings hit the market in Australia. That's down 14% from this time last year. So again, huge amount of confidence for sellers to put your property on the market, as there are plenty of buyers and wanting to take advantage of their pre-approvals, and also a trajectory of reducing interest rates. Now, at Quakers Hill for the Tesolin Group, the last couple of weeks, we've had outstanding results, between 90 to 95% clearance rate throughout all our auctions. Elliot Shoebridge, my co-auctioneer, Shuey, outstanding auctioneer, certainly doing some excellent work in the field, and certainly becoming the best version of himself, both professionally and personally, with over 50 days now training off the grog, and always in the gym and having his saunas, and good for you, Shuey, mate. You're an inspiration. He conducted a auction for Sam Yazdi, the Persian Prince, the King of Woodcroft, and that sold number 12, Dianella Circuit in the precinct of Woodcroft there. 7 registrations. That sold for $941,000, about 50K over the reserve, 3-bedroom duplex. Then Sam also had another auction through Elliott, 3 pottery in circuit, also in his core market of Woodcroft, and that was with 5 registrations, sold for $1,007,000, about 40K over the reserve for a lovely 3-bedroom home there. Ronald Ramirez, another up-and-coming agent within the Tesolin Group. Elliott conducted an auction for him, being 2 at 9 Stephen Street in Blacktown, and that had 6 registrations selling for an incredible result there of $941, and that was about 20K over the reserve, and that was a 4-bedroom duplex. So well done there. Then Adrian Bo, super coach, auctioneer, conducted auctions for my exclusive agent, Mr. Josh Tesolin, number 1 agent in Australia, in certainly doing the most volume of anyone in the country, with over 300 properties personally, with a team of 3, incredible worker, incredible human, and an outstanding real estate professional. So we had number 4 Tweed Street in the Ponds, which I auctioned for Josh and his team. Outstanding team. Ben, Marion, the twins, Laurie, all of them incredible young real estate professionals. That sold $1,501,000. Probably one of the most exciting auctions, which you can view it there on my Instagram. That had 4 registered parties, 4-bedroom, single-level home. Then we went on to 31 Tamarine Drive, and that was in Acacia Gardens. Sold $1,320,000, well above the reserve, multiple registrations, outstanding result. Then 22 Bonacordo Drive in the core market of Quakers Hill, selling for $1,625,000. That takes our re-auction clearance rate to 100%, meaning that we've got a strategy that if we pass a property in an auction, we give it 10 to 14 days, then start a re-auction campaign, and we've had about a dozen of them now, and they've all sold for 100% clearance rate. And that was another example, 22 Bonacordo Road in Quakers Hill. Jeffrey, the owner, he'd be doing cartwheels down the street at the moment, and that was a freestanding landmark corner location, ample accommodation. We provided advice and recommendations, given that we needed to review price, presentation, marketing, and we certainly did that. We vacated the tenants, put some new floors, painted, cleaned it out, and obviously presented it and marketed it in an outstanding fashion, and it sold for an incredible result. Then the last sale of the day on the weekend was Townhouse 14, number 8 Petunia Street in Marion, selling for $680,000. That's right, that was above the reserve, multiple registrations, and setting an all-time new Suburb record for a 2-bedroom townhouse. So, until next week, live with virtue, God bless, and I see you then.